in our own journeys of learning, as we learn new things, as we incorporate and understand new things in our life, a lot of old things that we've learned become different. Even in old sugya that we study, when we add new information and new understandings, and you go back to old sugyas, they look very different. I want to examine, and it's this. I don't want to give a shir. I don't want to give a shir tonight. I asked Mechila, you came for a Thursday night shir. I want to examine something, Rav Ezi, with you. I want to rethink something that's developing in my mind, and I want to share. It's on the Parshiyos. It connects to Chanukah, connects to Golus, of which Chanukah is the send-off Yom Tov into Golus. So I want to study some things we've learned already, maybe in a little bit of a new light. Yosef HaTzadik is sent on a mission by Yaakov Avinu. Vayomer Yisrael ol Yosef, Halo yachecha royim b'Shechem. Your brothers are out shepherding in Shechem. Lecha go v'ashlachecha aleim. I will send you to them. And Yosef HaTzadik answers Vayomer lo hineni. In this chiddushtika mission that it's a perla Yaakov Avinu sent Yosef. Yaakov knew vayikanu ba'echa v'aviv shamras hadavar. Yaakov Avinu knew what was going on, and a chiddush. Yaakov Avinu sends Yosef to check out on the brothers. Leich na re'eh shloim achecha v'shloim atzayin v'ashiveni davar. Go on this mission. V'yisholcheyu me'im echev v'yavo yishchema. And Yosef HaTzadik is sent on this mission. The Rishonim speak out. The Rashbam speaks out the chashivus of Yosef. That he could have gone back. He could have gone, and he knew how dangerous this mission was. And Avadat, the shvach of Yosef is not that he listens to his father, that's pashut. But after he doesn't find them, he can go back. He's taya basada, he's lost in the field. And he could go back to his father and say, I can't find them. I can't find them. He searches for his brothers until he finds them. He doesn't go back to his father, he's lost. And he's on a mission, that this mission is the start of our Golus. This is our Golus mission, you understand. Everything disintegrates from here. He finds his brothers, they sell him to Mitzrayim, and the Golus begins right here. And on this mission, which is mamish the Golus mission, the Dasikenim Ibalei Taisvis, on the word Taya Baderech, it says, V'hinei Saya Baderech, Yosef is lost on the road. He says the word Taya is mirames to all the Golus we ever had. The tough, of course, the 400 years. We were supposed to be in Mitzrayim, we were in Mitzrayim, the Arba Me'ah Shana. That was supposed to be in Mitzrayim is the tough. The ayin is the Golus Bavel, and the hay is in the fifth elef, the 5,000s that were in Golus Rome is the hay. And the Dasikenim says Taya Basada. Yosef HaTzadik's lost in the field is mirames to the entire Golus. This is a Golus story of Yosef HaTzadik sent on a shlichus by his father. He could easily, in a fascinating way, he can go back to his Av. Very interesting. There's some choice here. The Rashbam says it's a chashivas of Yosef, that he had a mission and he wasn't going to be chayzer to his Av until he found his brothers. And then a moifis happens. It's one of the most unusual miracles in the Torah. It says, he's lost in the field. Remember, Taya is mirames to all of Golus. This is the start of Golus. If we want to figure out a lot about Golus, we probably should look here. In the word Taya is the remez to all the Golus that occur subsequently. And the start of Golus Mitzrayim happens right here. He is sent on this mission to his brothers, this ill-fated mission, so to speak. And he can't find his brothers, and a nace happens. Vayimatza'eyu ish. A man finds him, and the man asks him, Vayishaleyu ish leimar matavakesh. And the man says to Yosef HaTzadik, who are you looking for? This Malach, Rashi says it's Malach Gavriel. So Neis min hashamayim, a miracle, miraculously, he is sent on the ill-fated to find his brothers. I once told Olam a story, but I think there's a deeper point here. I once told Olam a story. I was looking with my wife and I, were looking for a camp, for a summer matziv for the Chevra and Yeshiva. We needed a place for the guys for the summer. And we were looking it's much harder than you think. You think, I'll get a property somewhere. It's very, very difficult to find the property there, a specific property that's good for us. And we heard about a certain property that we thought was a good camp, that the guys can go to and steig in the summer as well. And we traveled a long distance to this camp, to this place that on paper was like the perfect property. Everything they advertised like it was the exact... Did you come with us, Menach? It was the exact... Yaakov, were you there? It was the exact... Yaakov's probably in Eretz Yisrael. It was the exact property like for a summer camp. And we were excited. We went down with a lot of energy. And right near the camp, we were like on the block of this grounds, this prospective camp. In Durham, right next to the yeshiva is a Tilcam. Tilcam's a company. I got stuck today behind one of my first trains, maybe my second time in 7 years. I got stuck behind the train today. They somehow, I don't know, Yitzhak Benitz probably knows better than me what they do. They do something with dirt, and I don't know exactly. If you ever need to buy dirt, I think Tilcam sells something to do with dirt, and they ship it out by trains. They send it around to places. I don't know the exact nature of the dirt they send out. It's probably very gishmaka dirt, but they do something. They're mining. They have big piles of dirt. They're mining there something, and then the trains, they send it out. And it's a Tilcam, and it's right next to Yeshiva. I haven't noticed another Tilcam in my life. And then, literally, like right next to this camp property, we're driving there. I said to my wife, "Is that Tilcam?" She said, "Yeah, it's Tilcam." What? I said, "Dashkoch Hashem's mamish kissing us. He's hugging us." The camp, like the exact mamish, he's showing us the sun. I haven't seen another Tilcam in my life. And right next to the property of Tilcam, it's mamish. We were then, with the last few feet to the place, we found our place. Lemaisa, the whole thing was one big joke. No shaykhs. It was completely not shaykh for a camp. They advertised like a basketball court. It was like 2 mini hoops for like a 1-year-old, like to run back and forth. They advertised big, humongous room. For sure it was good for 6 people. Like everything they said was one big ligon. It was a lie. It wasn't shaykh. It was for a backyard camp for 5 of your kids. I'm not sure it was very solid. For what we had, it wasn't in the parsha. So then you think, the Hashgachas Hashem, what happened to the Tilcam? You drive back, you pass the Tilcam. I don't take lightly. The Rabbi Shalom feared the Welt. He put a Tilcam there. So all just Simonam, there's Hashgachas Hashem, Hashtevish to fear the Welt. So just like cute, you see a Tilcam right there. Right, Kestenbaum had a similar story. He says over a similar Maisa about it. He saw like Hashgacha Neir, and then the thing fell through. And the simple, what I understood and what I understand here is that difficult things happen. It's also Hashgacha. Difficult things are also Hashgacha. And that's an important lesson. That's an important lesson, that the difficult things are the Eibishter also. That's an important lesson, says Hashgacha here also. But I want to say more here. I want to say on the whole Galus that in some ways our view of Galus is not rejection. We're tzipisa Yeshua. We're always tzipisa Yeshua. And the Galus journey is the journey of Geula. The Galus journey is a journey of Geula. It's a journey of through Galus. There are things. Taisva says that we go to Galus to pick up Gerim. There's a Tifa Inyan that we're in Galus, we're picking up Nitzaitzis, we're picking up big things. When you study Svarim of Galus and you say we're picking up Gerim, there's a whole view of Galus. We're sent somewhere to acquire things, to be mashlam to complete us. A mission of completion is Galus. And the fact that there's a Malach Hashem who starts the Galus ba'ofen nes, creates galus, creates the uncomfortable situation. The galus, the situation of galus is opportunity and guidance by Hashem to produce what the Yid produces in galus. And the geula that comes is, the galus is the opportunity to produce such geula. We have to see that the start of galus, a malach Hashem, there's a nes to get us into galus, miraculous. It shouldn't have happened. Yosef couldn't find his brothers, kacha. No, it took nisim to get us into galus. There are nisim to get us into galus. The very galus world starts from a nes. A nes is something that says it's kuloi me Hashem. A nes is begoli, and the galus started with that ar. A nes is a light that shines, that says everything's from Hashem. A nes is something, a nes the lights, a nes is not Hashem comes in. To understand the nes is for a second the lights go on. Don't have a childish view of a nes. A nes is not pshat, that all of a sudden Hashem swoops in and something. No. A nes is the light, everything's from Hashem. A nes is the lights on, you see Hashem, like, oh. And then the lights go off, that's a nes. A nes is the opportunity that the lights go on, you see things are from Hashem. And that we go into Galus, and the start of Galus right here, the lights were on. When we went into Galus, the lights were on. There was an ace. It was very, very clear Hashem is operating here. The lights go on in Galus. And it's very clear Hashem is operating. That's the maifis. A nes, he's lost. He should go back to his av, and Galus shouldn't happen. But the lights go on for a second. A malach swoops in and sends him to Galus, sends him to his brothers, ba'ayfines. The Ramban says here a very famous memra. The Ramban says that Agzeira, Emes, and Charitzos is sheker. That right here is the lesson that Hashem, the Eibishter, runs the world. Right here is the lesson. At this onset, the word Saya Basada, which is Miramis to all of Galus, is Gzeira Emes Charitza Sheker. What's true is that what Hashem wants to have, He's running it all. And that's the start of Galus, is the Havana that it's all being run by Hashem. The lights are on. Hashem's going to turn off the lights. That's the Pirush of Galus. There's a Hester. But to understand that Hashem is running it all. And the Maifis, the miracle that turns on the light, that allows us. The Ramban says that the purpose of Nisim is to see Hashem even when there's no Nis. Even when the lights are on. So it gives us an opportunity to chap and to see. And V'hinei Saya Basad, at the very onset, the light goes on. So I want to study something that we've learned before, but I ask, we've learned it perhaps as a vert. I want to try today to feel it. I don't know pshat in this. This is not something to say lightly. You know, you should say it at your Shabbos table, but it's not a pshat. Be'emes, I still don't know pshat. I want to share it because I know people who their lives connect to this. I want to share this. All of us know in Parshas Vayeshev, we know then what happens. The brothers sell Yosef. The brothers, first they throw him in the pit. Then the brothers decide. Vayeshu lecho lechem, they're eating bread. Vayisu einayim, they raise their eyes. Vayiru v'nei archas Yishmaelim ba migilad. A caravan in Yishmaelim is coming from Gilad. Ugmaleim noisim nechais sariv alayt. And their camels are carrying sweet-smelling spices. The caravan, Yishmaelim come, and their camels are carrying sweet-smelling spices. Now there's a Rashi, and everybody here, Pashtus, knows this vert. I want to learn it, and I don't know any teretz. I want to ask, I want to feel a kasha. Be'emes, I'm moved to learn svarim that deal with Pnimiyas HaTorah, because in Pshat, there's like kemat no Pshat here. In this Rashi, kemat, you're forced to learn more iyun from this Rashi. I don't know pshat, and I'm looking to one day get pshat, but I want to study the Rashi. Says Rashi, these animals are carrying sweet-smelling spices. Says Rashi asks the obvious question. Lama pirsam kosaves masam. Why would the Torah tell us what the camels are carrying? Why would it tell us? Who cares? The camels come and the brothers sell Yosef to Yishmaelim. Why is the Torah Mefarsh saying what the camels are carrying? Loidia matan scharim shel tzadikim, says Rashi, because I now know the schar of tzadikim. Shein darken shel arbiyim laseis ala neft v'itron. Normally Arabs carry neft, tar, and itron sharechon ra. They sell items that have a bad smell. Ulazeh v'lazeh for Yosef atzadik nizdamnu b'samim shlo yuzak meireach ra. They're carrying besamim, shouldn't be damaged from the bad smell. So you hear the schar of tzadikim. There's a Rashi. If I'm learning like with my not yet from cousin, I would like skip this Rashi. I'd be embarrassed. George, you hear the schar of tzadikim? You hear George? Here he's captured Naira. It normally smells, he's stuffed in a trunk being kidnapped. It normally smells like gas in the trunk of a car. And you hear a tzaddik, it smells good. The life of a tzaddik. A little bit of into the life of a tzaddik mamish. You entered into the wonderful life. A pella. It's a pella. And I don't know the teretz. The pella. To learn this in Pshat, we have to look to Pnimiyas HaTorah. To learn in Pshat Matan Scharim, the schar, that it teaches us the great schar. This pasuk is teaching the Matan Scharim Shel Tzadikim. This is on the way to Galus. This is Mamish. This is the story of all our Galus. And here we're taught the great, wonderful schar of Tzadikim. That normally it's not derech that it should smell nice, but for this one it's besamim, that he shouldn't be damaged from the reyach ra. And certainly we are forced and pushed to study Pnimiyas HaTorah to find out what's going on here, what's being said here for certain. I want to share with the Olam what's not a teretz. And if you get a teretz, then if you answer easy to it, so first of all, you're not bothered by the kasha, you don't get taken any place, and we don't access the emes, the truth. I want to share a thought that's not a teretz. And I want to say that obviously, when tzaddikim face a good besurah, when tzaddikim feel, if I was in the trunk being kidnapped, Rahman al-Itzlan, I'm visual, I have to put myself in there. If I'm in the trunk of the car, the only chizuk, is if I say another guy, if Moshe Levi's in the trunk with a big rifle, he's very strong, Moshe, he has a rifle, and from the corner he puts his hands up, thumbs up, like Daigenish, Daniel, don't worry, I'm with you. If it smelled, I think to the difficult times of my life. I think if somebody would have said to me, Daniel, do you see what a nice sunshine? I would have been you see the sunset? I would have been mad, Gavriel, the person. I would have been angry. Be quiet. The only chizuk is if a strong person who can protect me goes like this. I'm like, oh, I start smiling. Okay, he's here, shoo. That's the only chizuk. And what has to be here, is that to tzaddikim, the reyach ra, by the way, and I still don't know pshat, because if you show a Beinoni or a Rasha, reyach taiv, it wouldn't mean anything. If this would happen to a Rasha, it wouldn't help him. It wouldn't help. So it doesn't answer, like the man schar shel tzaddikim, that Hashem made a reyach taiv. It wouldn't help a normal person. But a glimpse into the world of a tzaddik is that a reyach taiv and is not a reyach ra. He's noticing the chesed Hashem. Hashem's giving him a thumbs up. I'm here. I'm with you. He hears in the reyach taiv, he hears chizuk from Hashem. I don't say it's a full teretz, for sure not. There has to be something hidden in this chazal. It has to be, because it's only that's not the matan scharim shel tzaddikim. It's shver pshat what I'm saying, because it has to be. Then it's a glimpse into the life of a tzaddik that this would even matter. So it's not matan scharim shel tzaddikim that it smells nice. There has to be tifa oimek in what it means. It smells nice. What that says. There has to be an oimek here. But I want to say along the way that to a tzaddik, in a medrash yotzim de pshutai, maybe on a medrash Rashi is quoting there's a pshutai, and if it smells nice, and the tzaddik perceives that the nice smell is Hashem saying a thumbs up, I'm with you, so the tzaddik sees. Now, I would ask on this Rashi, and I would be bothered, I was zeicha to meet a Yid, Rav Ram Mark, a tzaddik, not Rav Ram, Rav Marks. He was a survivor in Eretz Yisrael. And I met a Yid who would speak about the Nisei Hashem he saw during the war. I have a booklet in my house that he handed me, this tzaddik, and he would speak about the kindness of Hashem. And he walked at the very event which weakened everybody else's emunah, increased and strengthened his resolve, his belief in Hashem. He saw Nisim, and he would speak all his life about the Nisim that he saw amidst Hester Panim. So I met a Yid who smelled the Reyach Toiv and was nishtaimeh from it. When I met him, he didn't make sense as much as I don't understand this Chazal, by the way. Because you wanted to ask him, Reb Yid, Rev Marks, but you saw so much destruction. But you saw so much Hester, and it's hard to understand that the tzaddik gets so much chizuk and sees in the Reyach Toiv. The tzaddik perceives that the light goes on, and the tzaddik sees in the whole thing, Hashem's with us, Hashem's with us, big things are happening here. The Nes actually opens the light, and he sees the whole story, the tzaddik. The tzaddik perceives that the whole story, all the chayshach that's here, with the little light, with the little or and the ganze chayshach, the tzaddik's nishtaimim from that. And the tzaddik is comfort from the whole chayshach with the bissel or, with the little light and the whole chayshach, and the tzaddik's nishtaimim from that. And that's l'idea matan scharim shel tzaddikim. I don't fully understand it. All of us can relate in our own life. There's a pasuk we can relate, but not when there's such tifetzaris. We have all seen little things. I remember once at a Maisa, I came home from yeshiva. I was frustrated about nothing. On a kleinigkeit, we can all understand this. I pulled up. I happen to like animals a lot. I pulled up to my driveway right here in Blue Ridge about a decade ago, and right behind the basketball hoop was a beautiful deer. It had antlers, beautiful, and usually they run. Big zaf to go on, it didn't move, and it just stayed there. Just in my car, and I was enjoying B'roiv Sarafi B'kirbi. With the difficult thoughts inside our minds, Hashem Tanchumecha Yishashu Nafshi, David HaMelech says, that we read it on the Leviim, As Leviim, say it on Yom Revi'im. We have difficult thoughts, Hashem sends Tanchum, He sends comforts. He sends, the grass says, it's the birds chirping. Hashem sends things that calm us so we can relate. That the tzaddik amidst such difficult things could see a Reyach Toiv and see the miracle in the Reyach Toiv, in the profoundly good smell, and can get a chizuk. I'm sure there's tifa in Yanim here. But that there's such a musig that now I still ask the matan scharim shel tzaddikim. The only thing is that it's not solid and pshat. Is the matan scharim shel tzaddikim Gabriel's not he has the Reyach Toiv. It's he has the Reyach Toiv and he appreciates it. But that's not what the Chazal said. So in pshat we're very stuck. I don't want you to say a teretz. I don't want to say a teretz like this. I want to say that in thinking about this Chazal, that this is, I'm still bothered. This is the matan schar. The Reyach Toiv is not the matan schar, so we have to work what the Reyach Toiv is saying. What does it mean? Because it says this is the matan schar. But at least we can also see here that tzaddikim, amidst difficult times, appreciate the Reyach Toiv. And it's mechazik. The nes of the Reyach Toiv is a light that's mechazik, and it's mechazik. It's the tilkan when the thing is not your way. There's a little bit of an R that even when the thing's not your way, that I'm with you, I'm leading you, daigenish, I'm taking you places. There's work to be done here. There's things we can accomplish here. There's things we can accomplish here. Typically, when we think of Chanukah, so people give a shmooze like Ma'at min ha'or doich ha'ar b'chayshech. a little light. And there's such a shmuz. And if somebody wants to apply that to Chanukah, maybe. But here is much tiffer, that the Or is Megala, that this whole Chayshech were being led somewhere. That the Chayshech with the Or says something. Yosef HaTzadik on the way to Mitzrayim, on the way to Golus, with the Reyach Toiv, the nace of the Reyach Toiv, that says something to Yosef HaTzadik about the whole journey. The Golus mixed with the Or, that's the send-off into Golus. Is the Chayshech with the Bissel Or, the little Or, the light, the nace, the opening of the eyes together with the Chayshech, that says in this journey of darkness, I'm taking you somewhere and I'm leading you places. I have plans, I'm with you. This is yet good, this is yet for a tzarech. That's the idea. This life is the Matan Scharim Shel Tzadikim. Mitoich the Hester, that they have the nace, that they see. Again, the Pshat and Rashi, I'm open and want to hear, and Be'ez Hashem will learn. Hopefully once we'll learn it together. The deeper side is here. But for sure that I'm borrowed, that's how tzaddikim live. That's a klarkeit how tzaddikim live. I want to share something with the Chevra for a few minutes. I want to fast forward to the next parsha, to Miketz. And I'm unsure. Shabbos Chanukah. Chanukah is coming fast upon us. Miketz, of course. Once again, we read Parshas. We read once again on Chanukah, on Shabbos Chanukah. Miketz big in Yonim. Shabbos Chanukah, Rosh Chodesh, Shabbos. It's brought in Svarim 2 extra dishes, Rabbi said, by the Suda. Whatever Suda you have normally, next Shabbos 2 extra dishes. Vada, big in Yonim, one for Rosh Chodesh, one for Chanukah, big in Yonim, 2 extra dishes. Next Shabbos, don't put it on your mishpacha, you figure out 2 extra dishes. Shabbos, Chanukah, Rosh Chodesh, a very, very big Shabbos. But we read Miketz, I don't know, Rav, we'll have to figure out if we'll be together, we won't be together, by Shabbos we'll be together, I don't know the third Chevra will be together. So I want to share something that again, something that we've learned before, but I want to share, headed into Chanukah, and ground us in something stark. And what I want to ground us is to this. Yosef HaTzadik, again, Golus, and alone in Mitzrayim, a 17-year-old, and he interprets in Parshas Miketz, he interprets Paro's dream. And Paro tells him, we all know the dreams, and Paro tells Yosef HaTzadik these dreams, and Yosef, besides translating the dream, he gives Paro advice. And he tells to Paro, he says to him, he teaches him about the dreams, and he says, V'ata yeroeh Paro. Paro should appoint an ish navam v'chacham, appoint a smart and discerning man, v'shisei ol eretz Mitzrayim, and make him in charge of Egypt. Get a bright human being, a navam v'chacham, a very discerning man and a smart man, and appoint him on Mitzrayim. There's going to be 7 years of plenty first. During the plenty, get a smart and wise man who could save up and survive the years of hunger. That's the Eitzah to get in Mitzrayim. That's what Yosef HaTzadik, the Navam V'chacham, that's able to store up in the years of plenty and to survive the years of famine. And there's enough, and the survival, the strength to gut out the years of famine. And he says to Paro, that's the answer to your dreams. That the answer to your dreams is going to be 7 excellent years of plenty, 7 years of starvation, and get a Navam V'chacham, that's a Chiddush. He says, appoint somebody else, not you. Most people, you get beheaded for such a thing. Obviously, the Pshatim and the Mefarshim, he saw it in his dreams. He's not giving his own. You don't tell Melech Mitzrayim, recuse yourself. You get your head chopped off for a lot lesser things. Say, Paro, you should take a back seat. He obviously was interpreting the dreams. We have to work and see where in the dreams he saw this. But he tells Paro, appoint somebody to run Mitzrayim. Appoint a Navam V'chacham. Says Paro, he's masking, he hears that his interpretation of the dream is right. And he says to his avodim, "Animsa kazeh ish ruach elokim bai." Did you ever see a human being like this as a ruach elokim? Vayomer Pari al Yosef. Pari says to Yosef HaTzadik, "Achrei idea elokim oischas kol zayis." Now that God has told you all of this, ein navam v'chacham kamaycha. There is no discerning and smart man like you. That's how I'll translate it. Says Rashi, Levakish ish navam v'chacham shamarta le'nimsa kamaycha. What's Rashi saying? Rashi just repeated the pasuk. Yosef HaTzadik, four psukim before, said Yeroeh Paroi ish navam v'chacham v'shisel Mitzrayim, and Paroi describes ein navam v'chacham kamaycha. Rashi reminds us 4 psukim ago. Oh, you remember 4 psukim ago? You said to look for a navam v'chacham. I just learned those psukim. What's Rashi being Meisif? Levakish navam v'chacham shamarta le'nimsa kamaycha. We just saw that he said to look for a navam v'chacham. So my tata taught me pshat in Rashi. The l'chayr Rashi saying, Levakish ish navam. He's not answering. You said to look for a navam v'chacham, and you're it. It's not what he's saying. He's arguing on Yosef. Levakish navam v'chacham shamarta. You said I should look for a navam v'chacham. I don't want a navan. I don't want a chacham. I want you. He's not saying he's a navan v'chacham. He's saying, why would I want a navan v'chacham to run Mitzrayim? I want a guy like you. You're a ish asher ruach elokim bai. You're a person who's batal to chachmas Hashem, a ruach elokim bai. You're an ish asher ruach elokim bai. I see you're somebody attached to Hashem. And he even says, Achri idea elokim oischas kol zayis. Now that you're a person who seems to get information from Hashem, you're plugged into the emes of Hashem. He's not saying there's nobody as smart as you. He's saying no smart match up with a person as Ruach Elokim. This pasuk is Chanukah. This pasuk is the Chachamim, the wise, intelligent human beings, but not plugged into a higher source. Lashkichim Torasecha. Chachmas Yavan, intelligence, intellect, tremendous smarts, brilliant understandings, but not plugged into a higher source from the human being, and Zehu. And they fight the people that have Torah, the people that have Chukim. Chukim are the people plugged into a higher Chachma that we don't understand, but we're plugged into a higher Chachma. We're plugged into Chachmas Hashem. The people plugged into a higher Chachma. And that's this pasuk that ein navan v'chacham kamaycha. The navan and chacham don't match up. The person who's the ish elokim, ish sharuach elokim bay. The sincere person who's loyal, who's honest, who asks himself, what is the Dvar Hashem on this matter? What does Hashem say about this matter? The Ruach Elokim bay. And Paroi proclaims that a navan v'chacham kamaycha, that all the navan and the chachams that are so loud don't match the person that's plugged into a higher source. I want to tell you something that happened to me. It's a simple story, but it means a lot to me, and I'd like to share it with you. I used to live in Waterbury, in the city, and I would walk to the Beis Medrash. I lived right near the yeshiva. I'd walk to the Beis Medrash. I was walking to yeshiva, an early Chanukah in yeshiva, and I had just come from Eretz Yisrael. In Eretz Yisrael, you only see one menorah. You only see menorahs. Our lights are the only lights you see. I'm walking to yeshiva, and I see their lights. And I ask myself, they have so many lights. I'm very competitive. I said, well, the guy, they outdid us. They outdo us. Anybody drives from here to Durham or Durham and back, they have a park now. They light up the whole park. It's a mara, it's a sight. It's beautiful. They light up the whole park. It's miles of lights. And I walked from my house to yeshiva to my house, and I asked myself that they have more light than us. I was bothered. You might not be. I was bothered. They have more lights.
Dangerous.
They're not fire. If they'd be real fire, they'd be. What?
On the highway.
It's very dangerous. You're looking there. It's miles, not miles. Maybe a couple of miles, maybe. Lights galore. And I asked myself that they outlight us. I asked myself that question. I'm competitive. If you're not competitive, so you go light, you light, and they have more lights. Fallen. I was bothered by it. And I saw all the lights and asked myself a question. And the answer is not what I understood, and it matters a lot to me. Is their lights are not connected. There's no tzivui for their lights. Nobody was mitzaveh their lights. They lit, they could light up the world. Nobody was mitzaveh your light. And we make a bracha. The guy doesn't say Asher Kedishanu b'mitzvaysav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah. And there's a huge inyan because there's a lot of shine that the guy has. They have Navan v'Chacham and Gvura. They have Rabbim. They have Gibayrim. They have big stuff. Don't be childish. Gibayrim biyad Chalashim. We looked at Gibayrim. And they have Gvura, and it's real. Gvura's real. Gevura's real. Don't you read it? Oh, the little guy won. Gevura's real. So what's the pshat? Gibayrim. Rabbim and Gibayrim. Stronger and bigger. It's a real zach. A lot of lights is real. They outshine us. It's real. And you know what the answer is? Nobody was mitzaveh. There's nobody behind. It's not connected to anything. It's not connected. It's Gevura, it's Gibar, and it's a lot, but it's not... There's Gvuras Asus is a reality. Gvuras Asus matters. And Shaike Ya'ish. Shaike is strength, it matters. You look at big muscles, it's intimidating. That's not what Hashem wants. Gvuras Asus Yechpatz. Shaike is Yirtze. Hashem wants those that are connected to Him, that hope for His kindness. There's Navan and Chacham, brilliance. It's intimidatingly smart. It's Navan v'Chacham. All the intelligence, all the intellect, it's dazzling, it's overwhelming. It could even be scary. I looked at their lights. Check out the lights. Look at big parks and things. Get staggered for a second, and then remember there was no bracha. Nobody before they lit those lights said Baruch Atah Hashem L'keinu Melech Haolam Asher Kedishanu B'mitzvaysav V'tzivanu Lahadlik Ner Shel. Who knows what? They don't say that. Garnish. And we say Baruch Atah Hashem L'keinu Melech Haolam Asher Kedishanu B'mitzvaysav V'tzivanu Lahadlik Ner Shel Chanukah. And we light the ner that there was mitzvah by Hashem. That's a powerful ner. That's a ner that came from Tzivui Hashem. That's illuminating, that's powerful, it's a different ner. The story, what wins out is ma'atim that are backed, ma'atim that are connected to something, chalashim that are connected to the ultimate gevura. That's rabbim bi'ad ma'atim, that's gibayrim bi'ad chalashim. This pasuk, Einavim v'chacham kamaycha. Yosef HaTzadik alone in Mitzrayim, in a dazzling place, with much chachamim, with much choice of chachamim, appoint the Navim v'chacham al Mitzrayim. It says, Levakish Navim v'chacham sha'amarta. Paro says, you want me to find a Navim v'chacham? A Navim v'chacham sha'amarta le'nimsa kamaycha. There's nobody like you. I want to say that Yosef HaTzadik's koyach is a paiser chalomis. He interprets dreams. Galus is called the dream, and Yosef HaTzadik hayinu kicholmim. Galus is called the dream. It's a pasuk in Tehillim. And Yosef HaTzadik, who starts the Galus in that illuminating way, in that way, vayimotzeyu ish with an ace. Yosef HaTzadik, whose path to Mitzrayim, he has a reyach toiv on the way to Mitzrayim, is the paiser chalomis, is the one who interprets dreams. So he sees in the dream that it's taking us somewhere. He sees in the dream, he's paiser b'chaloim, that the galus that's difficult, the galus that's dark, the galus that's hard, then we have that little R in the galus. That's mechazik us all, that we're being led somewhere, we're being taken somewhere. And within the galus, mitoich the galus, each one of us in the difficult situations of our personal lives and our collective lives, each one of us is being brought somewhere, that in those places we pick up nitzitzis, we pick up very important things. We went to Mitzrayim, and all our galuses are meant to pick up something here, something there. All the stories of our life are meant to pick things up. And the tzaddik, when he smells the reyach toiv, understands that. that the difficulties and the difficult situations, it smells good. It's the koyach of Reyach. Reyach's always the most spiritual koyach, and he smells. The tzaddik, it's Hester. Nobody can deny it's Hester. This is not the Gula Asida Laila Kiyay Me'iru. There's Laila, it's Hester. And it's dark and it's confusing, but the awareness that in that Gullus we're led and he's taking us, and within the Gullus we go along and we bring things out and bring things up and create beautiful, beautiful opportunities to pick up Gerim in each of our difficult situations. In every one of our situations that are difficult in our life, we pick up Gerim. Gerim are things that are choil, that come to Kodesh. In all the difficult situations, if we think back to all the Guluses of our life, the Hester times, there's Gerim, there's stuff we pick up, there's Inyanim that we pick up, B'dafka there, we're able to light a light and make it, and shine something, B'dafka there. It's a funny thing. It's almost hard to say to our families, we're going to light that light in the window. And instead of saying, teach differently, that it's only in the chayshach that this candle even matters. It's almost an uncomfortable truth. Shraga b'tiya ramayahani, in the day this light wouldn't do anything. B'dafka in this matziv, and maybe who knows what you'll put here to light a light, to make a little shine, to bring something out. And the ger that we pick up in the difficult situations, that we're sent to, that Hashem is with us, He's sending us for a purpose. It's true. There's a tzipisa Yeshua, 100%, and this is the geula. This is the geula that we find in Galus. This is when we recognize this fully, it breaks out into geula. But understanding that through all the travails, all the difficult situations, Shchinta Begulus Hashem is very much with us. There's a thumbs up sign. I'm here. I'm with you. We're headed somewhere. There's a purpose for this. Vayimutza'ei Ish, the nace of Galus. So Chanukah is the send-off Yantiv. Hine Sayah Basada, Chanukah is the send-off into Galus. All of us should be Zeicha. All of us should be Zeicha in all the different circumstances of our life, to be able to find in each circumstance a place and a way to be Mekadesh Shemayim in all the different circumstances and difficulties, specifically in the difficult circumstances. There's a ger specifically to pick up there that you wouldn't have access in any other place. Create a light in all the difficult circumstances of our life. All of us should be Zeicha L'Farsem HaNes, to make people realize L'Farsem HaNes. Nes is not an activity or an action. It's a light that everybody can see. There's Hashem. Things are connected to Hashem. Things come from Hashem. A nes is that which is clear. It comes from Hashem. A nes is not an aberration. A nes happens. A nes is for a second, the light goes on, and we're able to see that everything connects back to Hashem. Our neiros are better than all their neiros because it connects to Hashem, because it's ivri. From Hashem, the power of the ma'atim, the power of the halashim, gvura is real. Gvura is real. Gvura is overwhelming to see. To see a lot of lights is staggering. But what's more powerful than all the gvura, than all the strength, like the gvura sasos yachmatz, like v'sheike yeshirtza, Hashem wants hamiyachlim l'chastay, the power and strength of those that are connected. Ish asheruach elokim bay, achri adi elokim aischas kol zayis. You have Torah. You're connected to chachmas elokim. You have chukim. You have a direction in life attached to Ratzon Hashem that's more powerful. That message to ourselves and our families on Hanukkah, that will face in our lives many glamorous things. Tell your kids, show your kids out the window. We live in Galus. There are lights everywhere. Tell your kids, what's the difference in our lights? We have mitzvah. We're connected to the Rabbeinu Shalom, our lights. Our lights come because we were commanded. It's a connection to Hashem. Achri ideally kim aischas kol zayis. You're connected to something deeper and more than us. Something disconnected to the source. No connection to you. It doesn't touch. It doesn't touch what you have. You're connected to a different source, a different place. You're a person of chukei ritzaynecha. You're a people of Torah. Let us have to connect in a profound way to Torah. Let's connect to Torah's Hashem. Let's connect to Chukim, to the Ratzon Hashem. In a Tifa Oifen, all of us should connect. Ashakar from